Okay, for this top we need a 4 medium weight yarn, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. We need the scissors, we need diamond needle, and then we need some stitch markers. Now you can chain any amount of stitches you want. For me, I make 55 foundation chains for my top. If you want it long, you make more stitches, more foundation chains. You want short, you make less. And then the more rows you make, the bigger your top will become. The less rows you make, the smaller your top will become. It's just a 2-row repeat. Now to start this pattern, we are going to skip 2 stitches. This one, not this one on our hook, does not count as a stitch. We'll skip this, and then in this one we'll skip it, and then make a double crochet into your 3rd chain from hook, and then make double crochet into every stitch around until you reach the ending of this round 1, and then we are going to start round 2 together. So do it your top like this, and then I'll meet you back there at the end. Okay, I'm done with round 1. Now to start round 2, it's going to be a slip stitch round 2. So to start this round, you will chain 1. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now we're going to skip that chain 1, and then into this next stitch, we are going to walk into the front loop only. Instead of walking on both loops, we'll just take one loop, which is the front loop, and leave this. It's going to be a slip stitch. So go into that front loop, pull up a yarn, and then pull through all. Now make slip stitches into every stitch around, walking into the front loop only of your work. So make front loop slip stitches until you reach the ending of this round, and then we are going to start round 3 together. Okay, this round 2 is almost finished. This is our last stitch. We have our 2 turning chain. We are not going to work on it. We are going to work on the stitch that we start with, and then chain 1, turn your work. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and then skip that chain 1 and then to the next stitch, which is a slip stitch. Sorry, work in the back loop. Also, we are going to make another slip stitch for this round 3. So walk into the front loop, in this front loop, like the same way we walk round 2. So go into that front loop, leave the back loop, and then make a slip stitch, and then into the next stitch, use the front loop only, make a slip stitch, and then leave this into the front loop, make a slip stitch, and then round 3, this is how we're going to work it, like the same way we do round 2, by working slip stitches into the front loops only and leaving the back loop. So do yours like this until the ending of round 3, and we are going to start round 4 together. Okay, round 3 is finished. Now to start round 4, it's going to be another slip stitches. So it means we'll be having 3 slip stitches and then 1 double crochet. So again, we are going to chain 1, turn your work, skip that chain 1, and then make slip stitch into the next stitch into the front loop only, and do that for the other remaining stitches, working slip stitches into your front loop only, leaving the back loop, and do that throughout this work until you reach at the ending of your round, and then I'll meet you back there again to start round 5. Okay, round 4 is finished. This is how our the outside of our top is going to look like. This ribbon, and this is going to be the inside of the top. Now we are going to start round 5. It's going to be a double crochet like the way we start this round 1. Now whenever you want to start to make double crochet, you always chain 2. And when you want to make slip stitches round, you always chain one. Now chain two does not still count as a stitch. We yarn over and then skip that two chains that we make, and then into the front loop of our slip stitches, our previous slip stitch we make, we are going to make there a slip stitch into that front loop. Make a double crochet and then go to the next stitch, the front loop only. Leave this one here. We have this loop here. We are going to leave it like the way we work our slip stitches. We always work into the front loop throughout our work. And then this one, go to the front loop only, take one, and then yarn, pull up a yarn, pull through two, and then pull through two. Do that for this entire side of our work. Okay, this is how round 5 is looking like after we reach round 5. Now after your double crochet, we are going to make slip stitch 3 times. So we chain one, turn work like this, chain your one. After you finish one double crochet into your last stitch, turn your work and then skip that chain 3. Make slip stitches into every stitch around into your front loop only, leaving the back loop on work. Go into the front loop, make slip stitches in every stitch around. I'll go do it, chain one, and then I'll make another slip stitches for the second time, and then I'll reach here, chain one, and then I'll do another slip stitches for the third time. And then to start round this double crochet round, I'll chain two and then make double crochet, skip that chain two, make double crochet into the front loop only of the other slip stitches. You make the last third round of your slip stitches, make double crochet into every front loop until you reach the ending of your work, then chain one, make slip stitch, and this is how you're going to make your top. Know that if you make more rows, you will have a bigger top. You make less rows, you will have small top. So just keep on working your pattern like this until you reach at the ending of your round. Okay, again I made another slip stitches like the same amount I make here. I make 3 slip stitches here, and then after that 3 slip stitches of rounds. I chain 2, make double crochet in every stitch around, chain 1, make slip stitches into the front loop of each stitches, and then chain another one, make another slip stitches for the second time, chain 1, and then make slip stitches for the third time. So you always do slip stitches 3 times, and then after that you chain 2, make double crochet into every stitch around, working into your front loop only. So this is how you're going to work now this time around, because I already have 3 rounds of slip stitches here into the front loops only. Now to start round the other round, which is going to be a double crochet, I will chain 1, turn my work, I will chain 2, turn my work, I'll skip those 2 chains, and then into the next stitch I'll make front loop double crochet into every stitch around until you reach to the last side of your work. And then this is how you're going to keep on working your pattern. Nothing is going to change. Do this like this until you reach your desired fit. It's just a long panel we are making, and then we are going to join it together. Just keep working your pattern like this, and this is the result you are going to have for this top. So work like this until the ending of your your desired point, and then I'll show you how we're going to connect it together. So just do it like this, and I'll meet you back there. Okay, this is my top. I make a long panel. This is how it's looking like. I don't have enough space to show. Now we are going to connect this long panel together. We are going to turn this is going to be the outside of our top. So to join these panels, Now this is going to be the inside of our top. It's going to peel out like this to join the panels together, and the inside, which is going to be the outside, is inside. When I finish, we'll turn it over. So to join this panel, this is where I'm going to stop to work. So this is my stitch here that when I start working. So I'll go ahead and put my sorry. Okay, now we are going to make single crochet into both loops. Let me pull a yarn out to hold that, and then I'll chain one. Now to do this, go ahead into that same stitch, and then into the back loop, into the front loop, like the way we work this pattern, into the front loop of this side. You can see that I have a ribbon here, and I want the same texture for here. So I'm going to work into the front loop. I'm going to take the front loop only instead of taking both loops. I'm going to take the front loop like this, and then make a single crochet, and I'll take both loops here for here. This is a double crochet round that I start when I start my work. I'll take both loops, and then into the front loop of this other panel, I'm going to make a single crochet. Now this is how I'm going to attach my top, by taking the both loop of this side of my work, and then here I'm only going to take the front loop, and then make single crochet. So this is how we are going to join this top. So just do it like this until we reach at the ending of our work, and then I'll meet you back there, show you what we'll do next. So just work your way through like this. Here take both loops, and then into the next side you take the front loop and make a single crochet. This is how we are going to attach this. Do it like this until we reach at the ending of our work, and I'll show what we'll do next. Okay, I finished attaching my top, and I'll just go ahead and to the last stitch here, I'll chain one, and then I'll cut yarn, and I'm going to turn this one outside, which is this is where we attach. You don't really know that where we attach. So this is how the outside of my top is looking like. This is how it's looking like. So now we are going to attach make the strap for the top, and I'm going to use some stitch marker to mark the points where I want mine to be. Okay, I've put some stitch markers where I want to fix my strap. I count 5 of this in between them. I have 5 of this in between. This is going to be my underarm, and I do the same thing for here. Yeah, I do the same for here. And now I'm going to start working. This is already outside. Turn your top outside, and I'm going to attach my yarn here into this double crochet, and wait, let me start. Okay, I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I have a double crochet here before my slip stitches. I'm going into that double crochet like this, and I will pull this yarn through, and I'll chain one into that same double crochet that I chain one. I'm going to make a double crochet into it, and we have a slip stitch here. I'm going to make one double crochet there. I have two, and then I have another slip stitch here. I'll make double crochet, three, and then I have a slip stitch here. I'm going to make a double crochet. So now I have 4 double crochets. Now we are going to do the same thing we did for the top. We're going to chain one and turn our work. We are going to make slip stitch into the back loop of this double crochets that we make. So skip the chain one and then into the next stitch, into the back loop only, make a slip stitch. Do that for this. I have 4 stitches, and I'll do this for my 4 stitches. Okay, and then I'm going to chain one again, turn my work, and I'm going to make back loop slip stitch, sorry, front loop slip stitch into the previous slip stitches that I make. So now I've got 2. Now I'm going to make one more. I'm going to make into the front loop slip stitch, to the next stitch, slip stitch, next stitch, slip stitch, and then my last stitch, slip stitch. And now I'm going to chain 2. I'll turn my work, and I'm going to work into the front loop of my work. I'll skip the 2 stitches. I'll make for the front loop of my work, my slip stitch, I'll make a double crochet. I still got 4 stitches because I make 4. And this is how my strap is going to look like so far. Now I'm going to make another rounds of slip stitch. I'll chain one, and then into the front loop of my double crochet that I make, I'll make slip stitch, and I'll do that for my next stitches. And then I'll chain one, I'll turn my work, I'll make slip stitch into the front loop only, chain one, so this is how I'm going to make my strap. This is how we are going to make our strap. Now I'm done with 3 rounds of slip stitches, and now I'm going to chain 2 and make a round of double crochet, just like the same way we work this top. So I will keep on working this way, making this round like this. Now I'm going to make double crochet one time, and then I'll chain one, make slip stitches, into the front loop only, and then again I'll do that, repeat it 2 times, so I should have 3 rounds of slip stitches. And then I'll keep on working it like this until I reach my desired point, and then I'll meet you back there and I'll show you how we were going to join it at the back of the other side. So work your way like this, like the same way we work the pattern, and I'll meet you back at the ending of this. I'll show you how we're going to attach it. Okay, I'm done with my strap. I'm going to attach it at the back of this side, the same, like the same way I did here. Now to attach this, this is the length I want. If you want, you can do more rows. If you want your strap more longer, you can add more rows. Just go ahead like this. We're going to flip it like this, and then I'll come to the first slip stitch that I have here, and I'm going to make single crochet. I should have the same amount of stitches that I have when I start this strap, and I'm going to make single crochet like the way we joined the top. And I'm going to take both loops like this, and then into the next one make single crochet, and then take both loops for the strap, and then come to this slip stitch we have here, make single crochet, and then I have last stitch. I'll put that last stitch into this double crochet like this, and when you turn it, this is how it's going to look like at the outside, and the inside is going to have this single crochet stitches that we make. So you can go ahead and do the same thing for this other side. So you just chain your work and just make a chain and then cut off your yarn. So go ahead and do the same thing that we just did here for this other side for your strap, and yeah, I'll weave in the ends of your work and your top is ready. So I'll go ahead and finish mine, and you can do the same thing. Do your strap, attach it at the back of this side, and do the same thing. Repeat the same thing we did here for this here. So go ahead and do that, and yeah, that's the ending of our work. We don't have nothing more to do unless we have to weave in the ends of our yarn. And if you find this tutorial useful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I'd like to know what you think.